Awesome sauce! And today we are going to testify. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Hope you're all having a lovely evening. This is Awesome Sauce Radio. I'm your host, Blind Adam. Before we start the show, I'd like to thank my sponsors. I'd like to thank 98 Wednesdays. Get your comic books at guaranteed 98 each and every Wednesday. Please tell them that Blind Adam sent you. Love you, Rob. So get your comics at guaranteed 98 each and every Wednesday. Also, I want to thank the Fan Expo MegaCon. MegaCon is happening at the Orange County Convention Center May 19th through the 22nd. I will be there, walking the floor, getting interviews, but MegaCon has a great guest list. Cannot wait. Booked my flight last night. So just MegaCon. And then, of course, if you want to learn more about the comic book game, and who doesn't want to learn about the comic book game, make the money, go to Key Collector. Type in Blind Adam, all one word. You get 2 free weeks of Key Collector on the house. Otherwise, it's like $2.15 a month, something like that. But Key Collector is awesome. Tell them Blind Adam sent you. Also, want to give a shout out to Food SQ. They have 2 amazing hot sauces. They got the Buddy Christ hot sauce. They got the Blunt Man and Chronic hot sauce. If you're a fan of Kevin Smith, if you're a fan of Jay and Silent Bob, you need those hot sauces in your life. Now I'd like to introduce the sexiest co-host in all of comic book podcasting, all of comic book YouTube. You know her, you love her, out of the South. How you doing?
Hi. What's going on this Wednesday? I hope everybody out there is doing great and having a great night. And thanks for coming to hang out with us. So, how's your week been, Adam?
My week has been good. It's been restful.
Good.
We've been playing. The nieces and nephews have spring break, so I've been playing on Uncle Adam mode and doing some stuff for the podcast.
Yep, know about
you guys
all
got a cool new game last night, so.
I did, yeah. We got The Simpsons. I'm now up to like The Simpsons. We have Pac-Man. We have Mortal Kombat 2. As far as like our cabinet games that we have so far.
We'll book a day for me to come up to Maryland, and we'll do a live episode from your living room.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Video games. Simpsons bowling, and we'll just play that against each other. That's fun.
Nice. All right, now it's time to welcome a legendary guest. Someone who's raised me in my childhood. If you watch cartoons anywhere from the 80s to the mid-90s, you've heard his voice. The original voice of Michelangelo from TMNT, the original Tick. He was also one of my favorite, anti-drug cartoons of all time, Cartoon All-Stars. He's also in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He's a Mass Effect. The one, the only, the legendary Townsend Coleman. How are you doing?
They just won't stop. Hey, Adam, how are you? Autumn, it's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Thank you. Thanks for having me over to play, you guys. This is fun.
Yeah, so how did you get started in voiceover?
Oh, dude. Well, a million years ago, I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, and got on the radio there back in the mid-1970s, in 1974, and was on the radio there for 10 years as a rock and roll disc jockey. And that's where I discovered voiceovers and freelance voiceovers. I was a production director at a couple of the radio stations that I worked at. And so I voiced all the radio promos and radio commercials that were done for our local sponsors, and found out that there was a whole world of freelance voiceover outside of the radio station, where there were ad agencies who were actually willing to pay me cold hard cash just to do their commercials for them. And so that's what got me into voiceovers to begin with. And then after about 10 years on the radio, by that time I was making more money a year doing my freelance voiceover work than I was working 6 days a week at the radio stations that I was working at. Yeah. So I decided to get out of radio and just freelance doing my voiceover stuff. And shortly after that happened, turned out that the house we were renting in Cleveland was being sold, and we had to make a physical move. And I thought, you know what? I have just turned 30 years old. I've just quit my radio career. And now I've got to move my family, my wife and 3 kids, out of this house. I am not going to move across town. I'm going to move across country, either to New York or LA, because I'd always wanted to be an actor. And I was doing a lot of acting on stage back in those days as well. So, yeah, I was trying to do everything that I could think to do in the entertainment industry. I was modeling. I was pulling the Ohio lottery numbers on TV every night. I was hosting a nationally syndicated dance show out of Atlanta every other weekend. I was doing anything I could think to do in the entertainment industry. Yep, and that was pretty much my life back then. So I moved out. So I made the choice to move out. I came out here after the Olympics of 1984 and found a little place to rent and moved my family out 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later, we were living here, and I never looked back.
That's awesome. How did you eventually land the role of Michelangelo?
I'm sorry, say it again?
How did you eventually land the role of Michelangelo?
Oh, well, my goodness. So what happened was, after I'd been here about 6 months, I got an audition for a cartoon series called Inspector Gadget. And I got a part on this series as the voice of Corporal Cape Man, who was Inspector Gadget's little right-hand man. He was his assistant, and rode around on a tricycle with a big helmet and big buck teeth and Coke bottle glasses, wore a cape, and and he was Inspector Gadget's assistant. I'll help you, Inspector Gadget. Don't worry, I'm here. So,
oh, I love it. So
that's awesome sauce.
Yes. So, yeah, it was pretty awesome sauce for me, too, because it's what got me into cartoons. And I'll tell you, Adam, I had never given any thought to doing cartoons. I kind of wasn't on my radar back then. But just going to this audition and then booking the part, and then finding myself in a studio with Maurice LaMarche, Frank Welker, and Don Adams on that first cartoon session that I did.
Wow,
it was pretty amazing. So that's what got me into cartoons. I did 10 episodes, the last 10 episodes of that series, and I had so much fun doing it. I told my agents, I said, please, send me out for more of this kind of stuff. I didn't realize this work was even out there. And so they did. I started auditioning. I got in over at Hanna-Barbera and started doing some series for them. And then I got a show called, Saber Rider and the Star Sheriffs. And then that led to, I was Scott in Teen Wolf, played the role of the lead character, Scott Howard, who turns into T-Wolf. So I was on Teen Wolf on NBC back in 1986. And then, then that led to a show called Fraggle Rock.
You were in Fraggle Rock.
Yeah, and I was in Fraggle Rock. I was Gobo. That was this guy right here.
Gobo.
You see, Gobo. Yeah. Oh, Wembley, your rock dust allergies all in your head. Mm-hmm. We'll go exploring in outer space with my Uncle Traveling Matt. Nice. So I did Gobo on Fraggle Rock, and then it was that show that directly led to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because the director of Fraggle Rock was a guy named Stu Rosen, And Stu came into one of our recording sessions one day for Fraggle Rock and said, "You guys aren't going to believe what I'm going to be casting and directing next." And he opens his briefcase, he pulls out a comic book, and it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Well, none of us had ever heard of it before. This is in 1986. And we kind of looked at it and skinnied our eyes, and I said, "Yeah, well, good luck with that." And he said, "Well, I'll bring you in to audition, and we'll see where it goes." Well, he did, and Rob Paulson was working on Fraggle Rock at the time with me, and Robbie and I both got parts on this new series called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and so that was that. That's how that started. I mean, all my work pretty much came the same way. It all comes from an audition. And and you go and you audition and you just hope for your best.
Now, whenever you go in there, do you know what part you're trying out for before you do it, or do you just read whatever?
Well,
how do you know? How do you decide what type of voice you're gonna do? For that character.
Autumn, that's a great question. In the case of Ninja Turtles, what happened was, yes, we knew who we were auditioning for. I was auditioning for all 4 turtles, believe it or not. So I read for all 4. And when they booked me, and they booked the 4 of us and cast us, at our very first session, they knew that Rob was going to be Raphael. They knew that Barry was going to be Donatello, but they had not decided whether Cam was going to be Leonardo or whether I was going to be Leonardo. And the same with Michelangelo. They hadn't decided whether, so it was going to be either me or Cam as Michelangelo and me or Cam as Leonardo. And they were just going to try us out at that first recording session and then make their decision after that. Well, as it turned out, we did a first pass of that recording at that very first recording session. And the director, Stu Rosen again, said, "Townie, why don't you go ahead and do Mikey first? And Cam, you do Leonardo first. And then on our second pass, we'll switch you guys, and then we'll make our decision." Well, after that very first pass, they were more concerned with other things that they were talking to the producers about, that when we launched into our second pass, they just never had us switch. They had me just stay as Michelangelo and Cam as Leonardo, and that was the luck of the draw. I mean, I could have been Leonardo just as easily as I could have been Michelangelo, but it wouldn't have been nearly as fun, dudes. I'll tell you that much. I wouldn't have liked it if I had to be Leo.
It's so cool.
Because then I wouldn't have ever gotten a chance to say, "Cowabunga!"
Cool, let's ask Michelangelo a quick question. What's
Yeah.
the perfect kind of pizza to take out on a first date?
Dude, are you kidding? There's only one answer, and that is anchovies and hot fudge, dude.
Okay. Awesome.
I love it. It's so good. Love that.
Yeah, thanks.
Do you ever think that the fan base would still be as large for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 36 years later?
Adam, listen, let me tell you, we had no idea when we first started doing this show that it would even get past its first season. Mm-hmm. It was just out there enough. And even though the scripts were terrific and real well written and the characters were a whole lot of fun to do, we didn't know if this show would take off. We didn't know if it would resonate with fans or not. And so we just kept forging ahead. And after that first season, we got picked up for a second season. That's when we thought, okay, looks like maybe we're on to something here. Then we got picked up for a third season. And by that time, by 1989 or 1990, certainly by 91, we'd been on the air for 3 or 4 years. We knew that it was a bona fide hit, and it had legs and was going to be going for a while.
Well, was the comic book out? Wasn't that out a little bit before? How long was that out before they ever made a cartoon? A while, right? Yeah,
Autumn. The comic came out in 1984.
Okay.
And our show started in 1987.
So it had a full 3 years before.
Yeah, to
like,
develop
manifested into, yeah.
a bit of a fan base, right?
Mhm.
Yes, and TMNT was one of those comics that just blew up overnight, which was and became a phenomenon,
Mhm.
and almost everything it touched.
Yeah, it blew up pretty big, pretty fast. We were all thrilled with what was going on.
Mhm.
Yeah, but no, to answer your question, no, of course we had no idea, and especially once the show was finally canceled after what 9 or 10 seasons, we we figured that was it. I mean they took us off the air. We weren't airing anywhere, and it didn't air for the longest time. In fact, we only just started re-airing on Hulu just recently. I mean, in the last 6 months, I want to say. I don't think TMNT's, at least our version, our original series, I don't
Mhm.
think it's been on the air anywhere in the last 20, 20 years or so.
I haven't seen it since it was originally on syndication in 1991 because my
Mhm.
routine in high school is I'd come home, I'd actually would order lunch,
Right?
and then I would drown my miseries that day into TMNT and cartoons.
Yeah. Yeah. So we were syndicated and we were also on CBS.
Mhm.
Yes, and I always cut the syndication because at the time you guys are on CBS, I wasn't watching cartoons in the morning unless I was like half asleep. That was like my junior and senior year of high school, so waking up on a Saturday was okay. Put on Turtles.
Yeah. Right. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you, what do you think? What do you think is is the best pizza on a first date?
Extra cheese, extra pepperoni.
Okay. So the anchovies and hot fudge didn't quite do it for you.
Yeah,
I
hot
don't know about
fudge maybe. I can
hot fudge.
have it drop off the ice cream sundae that you get for dessert afterwards.
There you go. Woo! Woo!
Now, another role that you're very well known for is the Tick. How did that come about?
Same way as all the roles that I've ever played. It came from another audition, and I auditioned for it, and initially didn't get the part. Somebody else got it, and then they replaced that guy after the first episode had been recorded, and brought me in. They re-auditioned me. They brought a couple of us back in for callbacks and re-auditioned us again. And through the luck of the draw, I was able to nail that role, and was thrilled to be working on the show. It's probably the most fun I ever had doing animation, was working on the Tick.
That's
This is my buddy right here.
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely cool. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely cool.
I got him right here. Ready?
That's awesome.
There you go.
I
Oh,
love
yeah, that's
it.
awesome.
That's the one I was waiting for.
Exactly. So, Tia, what was the most challenging role that you've done so far?
The most challenging role?
Mhm.
Golly, good question. I don't know that there's one that was really particularly challenging. I'll tell you one that was a little weird, and maybe challenging in a way. Was, you remember the red 7-Up dot?
Yep.
So this wasn't a cartoon series, but it was a character in TV commercials for 7-Up, and the red 7-Up dot, when he was animated and wore the sunglasses and run around doing his little squeaks and squeals and stuff. So I auditioned for that, and that was just gibberish. That was all.
I love
So,
it.
That is awesome sauce.
Yeah, so for that one, I had to do just a big library. The first session we did was an hour-long session where they just wanted a library of all those kinds of sounds.
So
And then,
how did they tell you, like, how did they explain it to you how they want it to sound like in their head? Like,
Well,
how?
yeah. So it was actually a character that was already in existence, and it was being done by the creative director at an ad agency in Chicago. And that creative director was leaving the agency, so they had to replace him. So I was familiar with kind of what the voice was already to begin with. So it was a
Yeah.
matter of, just trying to mimic it
Yeah.
and copy it to
What
a
type
certain
of
degree.
preparation did you use to get your voice that high?
I don't know. Let me see. I can't tell you. It's just I've always messed with my voice ever since I was a little kid. My dad was on the radio when I was a kid in Denver, Colorado. When I was very young, my parents actually met when they were working at NBC together at 30 Rock in New York in the early 50s, and that's where I was born. I was born in Manhattan, and and then we moved to Denver when I was only a year old, and so I grew up with my dad listening to old radio dramas, and what was great about it is because it was radio, you had to use your imagination. There was no picture. So you had to. I would lay in front of this big, massive speaker that we had in the den, and my dad would play these radio dramas, and I would be so enchanted by all these crazy voices and characters that I would try and mimic them myself, even as a 4 and 5 and 6 year old kid, and so I sort of grew up with that. Grew up, wanting to be an actor. I remember when I was in fourth grade, we took a class trip to go see a production of Peter Pan, and I remember looking at these actors on stage, and they were all flying and everything. And I'm in fourth grade, and I'm looking at that stage, and I said, that is going to be me someday. That's what I want to do. So I've known, ever since I was a little kid that I wanted to be an actor of some sort. But it was the voiceover stuff that really appealed to me. I think because of the way I grew up with, so much radio and radio drama kind of in my background with my dad, that somehow that was more appealing to me than television. And so the whole notion of being a voiceover and a voice actor was kind of cool to me. And when I was on the radio, there were a couple of stations that I worked at where I did the morning shows, and I would do characters. And I would do characters where I would talk to myself, and so I would talk to myself in character, and then as the DJ, and go back and forth like that. And I had so much fun doing that it surprises me that when I moved to Hollywood, that doing cartoons wasn't on my radar, but it just wasn't. But when I got that first audition for Inspector Gadget, there was something really familiar about it to me that I was able to sort of latch on to this character and kind of fall into it fairly easily.
I love it.
That's awesome. What advice would you give to someone who's thinking about getting into, being a voice
Don't.
actor?
Yeah, don't.
Don't?
Yeah. Well, I mean, unless it's something that is just burning in your core and you can't not do it, that you couldn't imagine yourself doing anything else, and that's the only thing you see yourself doing, then I say move to Hollywood, because Hollywood, if it's animation you want to do, pretty much here in the States, LA is where you have to be. Because they still want you in the studio. They still want you to be ensemble with all the other actors together. And that's really where you get all your energy in the studio, is from bouncing off of each other. So yeah, I say unless it's something that you just can't not do, then I would say if it's something you're just sort of toying with the idea of, you're thinking, that'd be fun, maybe I should try that someday, I would say, don't even bother, because it is so competitive, especially nowadays. There are so many good, amazing voice actors out there, and let me tell you, plenty of them, worth their weight in gold. It can't get hired, can't get work. So it's a tough business these days. But if it's something that you really, really, really just couldn't see yourself doing anything else, then I would say, get into a workshop. take some voiceover. Get into a voiceover workout group. Take a voiceover workshop. Take some
Will do.
private lessons with some casting people. But you're pretty much only going to find those in some of the larger markets in New York, Chicago, LA, maybe some of the Midwest markets as well. But as far as actually being able to pursue animation as a career, you pretty much have to be here in LA.
Okay. Thank you for the advice. And I just want to torture you with with one of the two impressions.
Okay, torture
One
me.
is
Torture away.
One is sewer urchin. Yeah, definitely. We definitely got him. We definitely got the coolest interview tonight. Yeah, definitely.
There you go.
And oh boy, I'm gonna go to his park. And we're gonna have a good time with Mickey. Oh boy.
You've been working on that a while, haven't you?
Actually, the Mickey just comes naturally.
Oh, okay. All right.
I love it.
To the point where I wasn't allowed to talk on the intercom at the school for the blind I went to anymore because I just kept on naturally doing it.
Because you kept doing Mickey, or
Yeah.
all different kinds of voices.
I was doing all kinds of different voices, but I was told that people didn't want to hear Mickey Mouse at 6:30 in the morning when they were waking up.
Yeah. Hey, I'm seeing this question on the screen here. Is that a question for me to answer, or?
Do you think TV took the
What's the
magic?
question?
It says, do you think TV took the magic and imagination away from envisioning your own worlds like radio did? And I would say, absolutely. Sure
Yeah.
it did.
It's just like the same as books.
Yeah, same with books. Yeah, when you read a book, you use your imagination. Yeah, and the great thing about a book, you can come up with your own voices too. You're not even listening to somebody else's voices. It's your voices. It's your pictures in your head. And radio drama is a lot like that, in that it might be somebody else's voices, but at least it's using your imagination to put those voices in a place in your head where you can picture what's going on.
Yeah, like if you had somebody read the same book at the exact same time, then make a sketch of like what they thought a room looked like in that book, it would look completely different, both of them.
Exactly.
And that's like it could be a whole different world compared to anybody else, but then you make a movie about it and then it's just like, here's what it's supposed to be. That's why you wrote the book.
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me, Townsend.
Yes, sir.
What was it like working with Quentin Tarantino?
Well, I didn't work with Quentin Tarantino personally. I never saw him. I booked that part as the voice of the intro to the FBI in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and went to a recording studio once upon a time in Hollywood, and recorded my bits there with a couple of the production people from the motion picture, but never did meet Tarantino myself, much to my dismay. I would have loved to have worked with him.
Yeah, he's one of the greatest directors of all time.
Yeah, no kidding. But I'll tell you, it was a rush, even just hearing my voice in one of his pictures. It was great fun.
I rewatched that during the week too, preparing for the interview, and I was just like, "This is awesome."
Now, were you able to pick me out in that?
It's on the second time I was.
Yeah. Oh, good. Okay.
And unfortunately, I watched it the second time. I did watch it with the audio descriptive, and the audio descriptive pointed out the FBI agent. I said, that the intro to the FBI." I was like, okay, that's where he is.
Yeah, that was me.
I love it.
What was it like being in the live action Tick on Amazon?
That was great fun too. You know, after doing the voice of the Tick for the cartoon series for 3 seasons on Fox Kids back in the mid '90s, Ben Edlund was more than gracious when he gave me a call when they were going into production for the Amazon Prime series, and said, "Yeah, I've got a part for you that I'd like you to do the voice of." Just his generosity in inviting me back into the fold and back into the world and universe of the Tick was such an honor. So that was great. It was, I love seeing Ben. I generally see him, of course, now with the pandemic. I haven't seen him for a couple of years, but used to see him every July at San Diego Comic-Con. I would go down and sit in the New England Comics booth and sign autographs for folks. And of course, New England Comics is the company that first published his Tick comic book. So, yeah, so Ben would stop by the booth also, and we'd get a chance to catch up there for a while. So it was great working with him on the live action series. It was a real honor, doing those couple of episodes.
Yeah, and it's another great series.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a chance to see that?
Yeah.
Adam? Yeah. What'd you think of it?
I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And
how did it hold up? How did it hold up for you compared to the original cartoon series?
It's kind of appreciating a different coat of paint on a favorite painting.
Yeah.
To me.
Okay.
It's like I love the animated series for its wackiness and its insanity.
Indeed.
And then you look at it's more like I see the Amazon show as more as a character study. You're watching the Tick and Arthur, figure out how to be superheroes.
Yeah, right.
It's a little bit more psychological.
What I enjoyed about the Amazon Prime version was how closely it seemed to stick to the original cartoon series in its flavor.
Oh,
It had so much of the flavor of the original series, and I thought that this is just brilliant that they're able to do this with a live action series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I actually think the one Tick series that always got the short end of the stick was the one from the early 2000s with Patrick Warburton.
Patrick Warburton, right?
I think the only decent show, and
it was.
I just maybe the Fox put a little more into it. Who knows?
Yeah, it was a great iteration of it too, with Patrick Warburton, and some of the wacky characters on that. That's the one where they had Batmanuel,
yep,
which always used to crack me up. Yeah, Nestor Carbonell did that role, and unfortunately, I think that only went about 9 episodes or so, 9 or 10 episodes.
Maybe 12.
Oh, was it that much?
Maybe.
Okay.
It's been a while since I watched it, and now every time I hear Patrick's voice, it's all I think of is Joe from Family Guy.
Yeah, right. Of course.
Hi, Calamity.
And who is
How
this?
Are you?
Who do I have the pleasure of meeting now? Calamity Collectibles.
Yeah.
This is I guess he was brought in a little earlier. This is my friend Mark, who's the proprietor of Calamity Collectibles. He is an autistic comic book dealer who I was bringing in to talk about Autism Awareness Month.
Oh, cool.
And
pleasure to meet everybody. I'm honored to meet my favorite turtle.
All right, good answer, dude. Nice to meet you, Mark.
Same here.
Thanks, buddy.
So, I know that you're also very involved in Mass Effect. What is it like working in a video game setting versus, say, a cartoon setting?
Yeah, well, with doing video games, generally they have you wildlining all your lines. So you go in all by yourself and are just there in the studio by yourself, doing all your lines wild, what they call wild. That's separately from anybody else. And then they just slug them into the video game. So I don't want to say it's boring. It's not boring. It's fun work.
Amazon stop.
But it doesn't have any of the same energy that working in animation has, where you're in a studio with all the other actors and are able to bounce off of them. In Mass Effect, I was just in a studio all by myself and I think I did 3 characters in that. And it was just a matter of, locking into the character and then going down the page and doing each line, just line by line.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know if you heard there, Adam, but You know this new TMNT game that's coming out, Shredder's Revenge?
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah, did you see that they announced today that they've got us original voices on it?
I did not see that yet.
Yep,
That's awesome.
it was
That's
just
awesome
announced.
sauce.
Yeah, just announced today. So we're looking forward to that. That'll be released sometime this summer. Don't know when, but it'll be sometime this summer.
That would
That's
be cool.
awesome. It's tied into my next question. If you had anything, project-wise, so that's an awesome announcement here on the show.
Yeah. Yeah, very excited about that. Yeah, they
Yep.
got me and Rob and Cam and Barry. And, we're out doing Comic-Cons often. We've got another, I think, 6 or 7 lined up between now and September. So we're
Do you have
looking,
anything on the East Coast coming up?
let me see. East Coast. We're going to the first one we got at the end of May. We're going to be going to Columbus, Ohio. That's probably, I'm trying to think. That's probably the closest to the East Coast that we're going to be. Let's see. We're going to Chicago and Seattle and Austin, Texas, and
When is your Chicago?
my mind's blanking right now. We're going. What's that?
When is Chicago?
I don't know just offhand. It's what's it? C2, D2, C2.
C2D2?
Yeah, that. We're going to that. So whenever that is this summer, we'll be there.
All right, nice. I will try to make it out to that.
Yeah. Where are you located?
I'm based in New York.
New York? New
Yeah.
York City or New York State?
Manhattan, New York City.
Oh, no kidding. My hometown.
Where can my audience find you online?
You know what? To be honest, I'm not that active on social media, but I'm on Twitter as IB Talkin, IBTALKN. Same on Instagram, and you can also just find me on Facebook too. Yeah, but I tend to look. I'm an old guy, so I don't spend a lot of time on social media. Post when I've got something exciting to post, like when my latest granddaughter was just born about a month ago. I put a picture up there of that, but yeah. And when we do cons, I'll make a post about the cons as well.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm glad I took a chance and looked you up on Facebook after I had some trouble on IMDb Pro. And I want to thank you so much for being a guest on the show. I want to thank you for playing an amazing part in my childhood and helping me become the blind person I am today. I would not have a podcast or be a comedian without being a fan of the Turtles.
Dude,
So thank you very much.
Thank you for being a fan. And without you, we wouldn't have been around. Without you and all those like you who were big fans of Turtles as well. So, Adam, thank you so much. Autumn, great to meet you. Thank you. And Mark, keep going. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you have to say about Autism Awareness Month. My nephew's autistic, and so I have a real heart for that whole organization. So
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a great night, and thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Woo! Cowabunga! Woohoo! Whoa.
All right. Autumn, that was freaking awesome, man.
That was good. Yeah, he said he wanted to stick around, right?
All right. No Lucas yet, so well, Mark, welcome to the show, man.
Autumn, you look like you've been partaking in 420 already. Goddamn.
Let's
Did you
everybody.
say yes? And what, bitch? Happy 420, 420, everybody.
Dude, I did not know it was 420 until
dude.
She's
I went on
like
Twitter
420 every day.
and Gloomy Kitty's like titties were
Gotta
covered up
represent.
with weed.
But
And like she just had like weed pasties on her boobs. She's like, happy 420. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, Mars messaged me and she's like, happy 420.
Oh, yeah. That was so funny.
So the biggest spec that came out this week was. Can you guess what it was, Adam? You
Hulk
know this one.
6?
Oh, the secret history of weed, my man.
Oh, yeah, that's right, man.
The secret history of
Secret History of
weed.
Weed by
Secret
my good
history
friend
of
of the show,
weed.
Scott Davis.
Yes, it's sold out.
Did
It's
it?
sold out everywhere. Yes,
That's
sir.
awesome.
Yes, sir.
And I hope everyone who's at Earth 2 getting copies signed by the entire creative team are having a blast.
Yep. So real.
Yep. And then we got Ultra Maximus, who was reporting earlier that it's a ghost in many of the local comic book shops. I'm talking particularly the 1 in 10, which is it's got like a pink background, but it's got the 420 leaf, but it's like got the American freaking homage to it. It's pretty interesting.
Awesome. Hey,
But
Mark,
yeah, that one sold out.
check with our normal sources to see if they still have copies.
I will do. Anybody see that Bored Ape cover for it?
The which one?
Apparently it was like a store exclusive. They made like 500 of them, and it's got like Bored Ape on the cover. That NFT that's like $2 million.
Oh wow.
What?
Yeah, no, I have not seen that one. But yeah, freaking.
Okay, Calamity, you're gonna have to find this information so that we can put it up on the big screen here. I need to know what that is.
Yeah, so everyone, Mark is a dealer in the New York City area. Him and I met.
Wait. Now, what kind of dealer? You can't just say dealer.
He's a comic book
Especially in the
Oh,
New
he's
York
a
area.
dealer.
You said dealer in New York.
Bullshit.
Motherfucker, you said dealer in New York. That's a
He's
Brother.
a comic book dealer,
He's
and
the Calamity Plug.
See, you still not even saying it right now. Now you say comic book dealer. I'm thinking,
he's
I
a
don't
dealer
know,
of
and
comic
you're blind.
books
And I don't know whether you're
bullshit.
winking at me. I don't know whether you're winking. It's a comic book dealer. Like, what the fuck?
Like, I'll be like, wait, what's comic book slang for? Because
Yeah, like that's your plug. That's your
Oh,
plug.
boy,
Plug.
he's a
comic books
bullshit.
on the corner.
Yeah, like, that's your
Did you see
plug.
this
Plug. I don't know
guy
what the fuck is
on
going
the
on.
corner? Look for the guy that looks like Jonah Hill. Tell him I sent you.
Well, fat Jonah Hill or skinny Jonah Hill?
Fat
'Cause,
Jonah Hill.
that's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
The plug of comics. The comic
Yeah.
plug.
Not plug.
The plug.
Yeah,
Okay.
the
So
comic
I
book.
have some news about
Mark, just to be
Tornado, the
serious
movie.
for a second.
No, let go ahead and let the manager have the floor.
Just got off a meeting with Rob tonight, and we are about a week and a half away from finishing the script of Tornado. So hopefully we're going to be
Wow.
going into production soon.
Awesome
Nice.
sauce.
Nice.
Yes.
So I know I get my two little sentences in there, right? All I want to
And I'll put you in there for sure, man.
I just want to come in and be
Yeah.
like, wow, there's some titties. That's all I want to come in and say. Some stupid.
100%. If you-
I think I arranged with Rob that you get kidnapped by aliens.
I will. Hey, wait. I have a guy that comes in and says "fuck her right in the pussy" when he interrupted
What?
Mr. Greenwell. So
What?
that guy could be you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Dude, all right.
Gentleman's coming
So
in.
here, but here's what's got to happen. I gotta be in a suit. I gotta have the "Make America Great Again" hat. I gotta have a blonde wig, everything with the
So you want to
hairstyle.
be the Black Donald Trump?
He wants to
There
be
you go.
That could be
There you
arranged.
go.
We can make that happen.
Yeah.
I'm
Can
Fuck
you
around
do
with
an
me. I'm
Obama
picking to
accent
go. I'm
while being the Black Donald Trump?
fuck around, man. I'm getting ready to fucking go online, fucking find my wig right now. Shit.
All right, done. I'll put
So-
you in.
I love this. That will be hilarious. Rob will
Oh
love that
man,
idea.
this is this is a
So,
dangerous.
Mark,
freaking-
welcome to Awesome Sauce Radio, bro.
I'm glad to be
Yeah.
finally being part of the brain trust.
Mhm.
Yep.
This is well. It's not just a brain trust. This is Project Pegasus.
It's
Welcome,
Project
Project
Pegasus.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Adam to change the name of the show to
Wait.
either Project Pegasus or the Cooking with Adam show.
Sorry, I'm just trying to throw up our guys.
Speaking of Project Pegasus, any updates in that department?
What?
That was a big update. That was a huge update.
We are in contact with some people who I'm not going to name yet,
All
who
right.
are pretty high-end people. We'll just say that. So, yes, I have sent messages out to management of people that you requested.
Excellent. I'm gonna kiss my anal virginity bye-bye. I'm not gonna call if you will.
You know, see. Now you really are a freaking villain, man. Because that's what villains do. They give away the whole freaking plot of what they were trying to do, like in one shot, man. Oh yeah, I'm just trying to take over the fucking world, by freaking killing all the seals and making all the freaking ice dry up. Like, what the fuck, man? You got to freaking.
That's because that's only
Can't
the
forget
iceberg of the plan. That's only the beginning of the master plan.
Hey, what's going on, Thet Rancor? Freaking nice to see you, man. Freaking loyal listener from
Yeah, I want to
here
thank
and Drunken
Card
Chat, man.
for tuning in each and every week.
So, Calamity,
freaking-
where do you deal at? Like, where's your location?
I mainly have a table out on First Avenue between 67 and 68, right in front of a playground.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sounds really bad out of context.
No, that's actually great. That's really cool.
Yeah,
No, 'cause
it's sounding
also
more
went
and
to
more
hospital, right, buddy?
suspect. More and more suspect as we go along, man. I'm telling you, the FBI,
No,
for real,
he's
for
also
real.
there are like 2 hospitals and some other community center. He's in a really nice neighborhood on the Upper East Side.
That's awesome. So do you attend like all of the Comic Cons and stuff like that, or like what's the whole? How do I say the rest of the question? I'm kind of drawing a blank. Where do you go to get most of your supplies? Should I say? Are you like in with the companies, like the suppliers themselves, or like do you go to like other places and find like rare things and then sell them that way, or?
I mainly do all of it. I get supplies from BCW. God, I hate the shipping with them. I usually get books. I had Diamond account, but disability sometimes affects it. With just managing and all that. Hey, the IG's up.
Hey, that's awesome.
Hey man, let me ask you this: while we're being serious for a minute, what is like some of the like major obstacles you have to go through on a daily basis to do what you do with the comics? Because you're fucking amazing.
Oh, thank you. Just sometimes dealing with people. I'm always afraid that might get somebody on the wrong foot because just being on the spectrum, I don't want to accidentally say the wrong thing that I think is normal, but they think it's not right. Just also physical stuff. I'm mainly doing everything by myself, and it's literal back-breaking work.
Yeah, it looks like it. That looks like a lot of heavy lifting there.
Hey man, I've been doing conventions with Mark now for what is it, a year and a half, 2 and change?
2 if we're counting like pre-COVID with in Jersey.
Yeah, I guess we can count that because I was only like 1 show, really.
The 1 box I brought counts.
Yeah. You know what, man? And I actually want to thank you because you caught me in a point in my career when I was almost retiring, and you actually helped make it fun again.
Glad to hear it. I want to
due to a total jackass who they can watch the DIP room on Fridays for me to start talking about that situation. Who took us out. You're one of the coolest cats I've known, and I have nothing but love and respect for you, man. And
No,
just
thank you, man.
I know you get frustrated, and I didn't even think this was going to happen tonight. But just keep on doing what you're doing, whatever I can do to help you.
No, thank you, man. I actually just wrapped up a Whatnot show like 2 hours ago.
Oh, you're back in the Whatnot train finally. So when do you do your Whatnot sales?
I'm gonna try and keep it at a constant basis. It's just I get really bad migraines periodically, and once it unexpectedly happens, I got to be out for like 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Autumn knows that song too. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Same.
So Adam,
kills you.
I have a question for Adam and Calamity. With both of you guys having a disability, and kind of dealing in the comic book world, and as Calamity is a dealer himself, and then Adam, you with your radio show and doing all these events and everything, have you ever found like people that were just straight dicks and like picked up like, oh, this person has a disability, so I'm going to try to take advantage of them?
not
And
so
it's
much
sort of
taking
like-
advantage of them. I get more of the people who at Exotica last year. I had 3 people right in a row come up asking me if I really was blind, and
Oh, wow.
one person, they were already recording me on a podcast, didn't tell me about it, and they caught me. They go, "Are you really blind?" I was like, "Yes, I'm fucking blind. A blind person can't fucking come to a convention." And I flipped out.
Yeah, so like, how do you guys deal with the assholes like from a day-to-day basis? Because I know like with just us and Autumn and the things that she does, like we deal with a bunch of people constantly throwing stuff our way. So as a business owner in New York trying to sell comics, and you trying to do your radio show, how do you combat like those bullies, those assholes that are trying to beat you guys down all the time?
I was just trying to be as respectful. I'll let Mark go first, because I just try to be as respectful as possible, and if that doesn't work, I just rip them a new asshole every chance I get.
There you go.
Pretty much the same. We had a recent story to share. If Adam, do you want me to share it?
Yeah, go for it, man.
So we were
talking about the one customer we had at our table at Big Apple Comic Con.
Yeah. Oh my God. This guy was like apparently was like another dealer or something, and he was rushing Adam to hell because I was helping Adam go through his stuff and telling him what books are, and then he was just telling Adam first to hurry up, and then he left, and I thought, oh, it'd be the end of it, and then he comes back like doubling down on him, and I told him, dude, he's blind, and then he comes to
the guy goes, I know that.
And then he comes to me saying, then why don't you tell me stuff? It's like, I don't know his layout.
Oh, yeah. And then I have a policy where if you leave stuff on my table and say you're going to come back, and they'll come back in about almost 2 hours, I'm putting the stuff back in the boxes so people can possibly buy it.
Yeah.
And then I quoted the douchebag a price, and then he's like, no, that's too high. And then I just let him say, hey, look, you're not getting any discounts. I'm giving you 2 minutes to get the hell away from my table. I'm going to have you kicked out of the show.
I wanted to get over the table and punch him.
Yeah.
You see, that probably helped us any day. But how do you deal with it, Mark? Just on your end of things. Because you seem to get less shit than I do for some reason.
I get just weird shit in general. But like the assholes, it's just I usually just try to be courteous to them and just tell them, hey, please leave my table.
Mm-hmm.
But here's my thing. I can handle stuff happen to me more, but if it happens to like a close person I know who's with me or like family stuff, I get enraged and I want to beat the shit out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I actually had to calm him down at a convention because, his ex-business partner showed up, and He's like, I'm gonna kill him. I want to punch him in the face. And I had to play flower therapist for everyone for 5 minutes. I had to be the one thing I hate being, and that's a responsible, mature adult.
Yeah, I think we all hate being that.
Yeah.
I know Chitlins, he'd just throw down and beat some ass if anybody was a dick to him.
No, like I said, eventually it just...
Nah, fuck that, man. You know, my life is too good to be hanging out behind bars now, man. Freaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I back in the day when I had nothing, I was all about, but now that my life is too good, I'm like, fuck that, man.
Chitlins just wouldn't be like, nope.
Now, I do know personally that Autumn is like, I will find a way to murder them. Nobody will know where they are, and nobody will ever find out it was me. Like,
you just, you just gotta find a good lawyer, a good rabbit lawyer, who's got nothing but the time to do but freaking harass somebody. That's all you need.
Actually,
better call
much more satisfying. Much more satisfying.
Yeah.
You know, some dude's got the Esquire freaking. He knows not to just slip a freaking envelope in somebody's fucking mailbox. No, I fucking run up, tape the shit to that person's fucking door.
You've been
every 3 weeks. Yeah, every 3 weeks. Bam. Hey, I need.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. We should start some legal procedures against some people.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Emails.
Like, just fuck with them until they hate being fucked with. Just fuck with them so much that.
Well, that's what I do to these companies is steal your videos. Like, I'm writing these letters and I'm all like telling them like how much money they owe us for lost sales and everything else. Then like not but like an hour or two later, I'll see that they took all of our content down.
No, see, my thing is like I don't like beating the ass. Is all fine and good, but like that only lasts for while the beating is happening.
True.
I would like you to continuously suffer until you can no longer want to exist. Like that would be my goal. That sounds psychopathic, but what the fuck ever.
Well, I mean, it's one thing
in the comic book world.
Yeah, it's one thing. It's one thing when you punch me in the eye or bump across me in the freaking street, but when you're taking money out of my kid's mouth, man, fuck you.
Yeah, man. That's just no excuse for that.
Yeah, that's what I hate because, like I said, all these companies they'll start like stealing her videos and putting them up, and they'll be paid videos that we have. So basically, somebody will pay for the video and then they'll download it somehow, throw it up on these sites for free. They'll get hundreds of thousands of views on it. But that hundreds of thousands of views, now we missed out on the $5
revenue.
So $5 per 100,000, like that's a shit ton of money now that we don't have.
Yeah. Fuck them guys.
Yeah.
Fuck those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Well, shit. Yeah, go after them. Like, see, that's the only thing I don't know. Like, I know, like the ambulance chasers. Those guys are good for doing that stuff. But the whole digital world. Like, I don't know the lawyers out there that are willing to chase down in the digital world. That's
very many. I've contacted a few of them, and honestly, because of the type of work that we're into, and it all being digital, they don't want to touch it. Like, they're just like send them DMCA's and be done with it. I'm like, okay, well, that still doesn't.
How do I get my money though? That's like.
Like I said, it's just finding a lawyer that's really, really good that just is going to go to bat for you no matter what.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's, and I hate to be the downer of the bringer of bad news, but it's going to get even worse now for you guys because of the whole regional crisis that's happening right now over in Western Europe. The intent is to isolate the parties involved over there. But with that means that there are certain agreements that were, digital agreements that were in place. Well, they don't have to follow those anymore because they're isolated, and they have come out and said, okay, we don't, Xbox, PlayStation, all those agreements that we had before to not freaking, we're gonna freaking do it. All those movies that we agreed to not freaking pirate or at least listen to you guys, we told us to take it down. Yeah, we're not going to do that anymore. So it's going to get worse for everybody all around, especially for the content such as yours, especially in those particular
Yeah,
areas.
our content
And
is these will be the
right,
ones that
and
get fucked with
right,
the most.
right, and you would think it would be like two or three, but those are not the main purveyors of that, or viewers of that content.
Yeah.
Now you got random Joe that has a server that he can punch into that's was supposed to be isolated, but he can just punch into it and freaking grab that stuff. So it's about to get a little bit worse, unfortunately.
Excuse
You
me,
know.
Lucas. I want to ask Mark a question because
But
I know he has a really good idea for how to raise some money for George Perez. What is your idea for Mr. McFarlane to raise some money for Mr. Perez?
All right, Todd, if you listen to this, I hope you are, or anybody that works for Todd. I think because there's a Spawn 1 facsimile coming out in June, I believe. Use the centerfold from Spawn 1 as the cover.
I don't know, what did this centerfold look like?
The poster in the middle was drawn by George Perez. So he's saying make that the cover and make that as like a limited variant and donate that money to Heroes Initiative.
Oh, so is it like so you're talking about like a fourth print or something like that?
Yeah, it would be like there's a facsimile coming out of Spawn 1.
Talk to Hive or Bird City or even Dennis from
I could talk to Dennis because Dennis and I are good friends.
yeah, I'm pretty sure he could talk to those guys and get an exclusive and get that done. But I'm pretty either him or Hive, but I think Hive.
Yeah, John and James at Hive were awesome sauce. And I think I may have peed in Anthony and Laura's cereal once or something because I never returned my messages. First City's awesome. I just bought one of their most recent exclusives.
Yeah. TSM Ability says that is a fact. Autumn will hide a body. Okay. So not like oh, I'm gonna freaking stab you to fucking death and leave your body freaking leaking, or hey, I'm gonna fucking stab you and say I love you and then leave you off at the hospital. No, she's just gonna freaking just have you gone. Like, oh, he was on his way to work. I don't know what the fuck happened to him. 20 years later, a skeleton.
They're like, I don't know what it was. He went off to Mexico.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
His
Oh yeah,
friend.
for sure.
He went to Mexico.
Well, it was it is a known fact that men who die from food poisoning, that percentage went down as soon as they were able to test for arsenic.
Arsenic, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So just saying, that was because especially from like back in the days when divorce wasn't as common as it is now. But
there's one. What's the one? There's like some like other drug. The one that like, if you just overdose on it, it kills you, and then it disappears out of the bloodstream. I forget what they call
So it's not fentanyl.
What, are you talking about the stuff that they give people to have heart attacks to kill them, the eye drops?
No, not the eye drops.
What the
some
fuck?
type of injectables that like it just killed them and then left their body so that whenever they did a drug test, it was gone.
But yeah,
it already
if you
metabolized.
give people clear eyes in their water and you put enough of it in there and they drink it, they'll have a heart attack.
See, I always told people eye drops were fucking evil.
Yeah. Yeah, we watched a thing on Discovery Plus about it was like a murder mystery show, and that's what happened. Like the lady was putting eye drops in this guy's drink, and it eventually killed him.
Oh, so you guys are those type of people.
Yeah.
So there's two type of people in this world who have these weird fetishes, right? There's the weirdos like amongst us old guys who like to freaking turn the lights down low and see a young naked girl doing her
Amazon
thing,
stop.
or an old girl. And then there's freaky people like you who like to turn the lights down low. The murder's about to happen, or so. Like the fuck, like she killed everybody. She killed everybody. You're like, ah, man. See, that's what I'm always aware of, man. There's those motherfuckers who are like, man, I don't watch porn. Porn is bad, but then as soon as the lights go down low, oh man,
You're
freaking,
watching like 24 hours of
yeah,
Discovery ID.
yeah, like they were married for 30 years, and all of a sudden he went missing.
Suddenly,
You
she
know,
took out
like,
the carpet knife and locked them up.
Literally,
Like-
that is my existence. That is me. I was like, I go to bed watching true crime. Like, we're watching Forensic Files, bitch. We're watching
imagine.
Snaps.
So
That's my fucking mom, man.
imagine these two, right? Like he's freaking rolled up, man. He and then she gets her hair up in the freaking bonnet. She breaks out the fucking glasses or whatever, and her fucking tea, and she's fucking, oh yeah. Yo, I'm telling you, it takes all types of people, man.
I was saying it's
So-
like that one episode of South Park when they just said that it's all murder porn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there's the other people that are all about food porn. They're all about the cooking shows. That's it.
They make me hungry. I can't do it.
You know what? This is what we'll do. I'll go up to Autumn, the manager's house. The manager will teach me how to cook. I'll cook Autumn a beautiful meal. We'll do it live for the Awesome Sauce family. And then we'll play some video games in the living room. It'll be
That sounds
awesome
fun.
and amazing.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
It's just they would allow me. We'll
Yeah,
make a
of
nice
course.
lasagna dinner. 'Cause that would be amazing.
Yes.
100%. I will give you a cooking lesson, and she will school you in video games.
Yep.
Cool. We'll talk during the week to figure out how to make that happen.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Certainly.
And we're gonna be possibly heading up to New York for her birthday. But I think you said you're gonna.
Yeah,
be
I think that's around the week of May. The date you gave me, I believe that's. I'm just coming off from MegaCon around that date.
Yeah.
Where's MegaCon at?
It's Orlando.
Oh. Okay. Could we go?
Where was it at?
Insert Florida meme here.
Oh, Florida, he said.
Yep. Sorry about that. It's in Florida.
So you're talking about going to Florida
Yep.
in the next month.
Yeah, I booked my flight.
We could do so many like Florida man things.
Well, we're Florida man, but porn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
Florida man.
Florida girl.
Florida man, yeah, but
There
like
you
the
go.
porn, like
Yeah, Florida girl.
Google like Florida man does something, but then just make it like butt naked. Drives car in the house.
So you remember Joe Dirt?
Yes.
There's a whole lot of scenes that he was, with his cousin girl, his cousin whatever. They should have just did a part 2 and just went along that whole fucking line, man. That was the most interesting shit. Like, oh man, freaking, he's about to fuck his cousin. All of a sudden they go to him freaking fucking around with some alcohol. I was like, hold up, wait a minute, what about the fucking cousin? Shit, I want to see what the fuck was going on with that. But it is what it is. So here's a book that's on FOC that if I get a hold of, I'm gonna send it out to you guys because I want you guys to review this freaking book. The Manga Diary of a Male Porn Star,
I love it.
Volume
Nice.
2. Volume 2.
Did they skip volume 1 like the old school porn videos?
I don't-
Volume 87.
Mhm.
And
I'm
that's
gonna have
FOC
to
for
find
this
out.
week.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
only 1 and 2.
Because remember that like Big 2 volume 94? I'm like, where's the other like 893 volumes at? Like,
And there is a
Let's watch. I don't watch porn.
there's a dude that's there that's just nothing but boobs. I don't know what the fuck.
I wonder what it looks like on the inside.
That's what she said.
See, this is like one of the books that Mark calls me up with. Like, hey, dude, I just done this cool porn comic. You want it?
Hey, you buy them.
All the time.
what was it called?
Male porn. What was that called? What was the name of it?
It was called
Manga Diary of a Male Porn
There's
Star.
the Manga Diary of the Male Porn Star. Volume 2.
We do have a volume 1.
He's looking at volume 1 right now.
Volume 1 is blue.
Volume 1 is blue and oh, cute. So it looks the same pretty much, but it's in baby blue.
And it looks like the graphics are done in black and white, and there is straight up effing on the very first
Oh,
page.
people are fucking on the very first page. Okay, bet.
Awesome sauce.
They're not fucking. They're shooting content.
Yeah, action.
See, we taught him something.
This is the story of a man.
A male porn star. Yeah.
I guess the sound effects have retired for the night.
So yeah, it's definitely.
Definitely not for the kiddies. You can't freaking.
Why does it do
Hey.
potato?
I don't know.
That's the reason I buy all the porn comics. So Mark, over at the playground doesn't have things in his boxes that there shouldn't be.
Is he a tongue?
Hey, you almost had an uncensored porn comic out at a show.
Oh, that was my it was Faithless number 4, the prison cover.
Yeah, you almost got a kid look at prison titties.
Thank God my brother spotted that and we pulled it out of the box.
Jesus.
Free titties.
This is weird.
It's manga. It is what it is. You know, people are. I keep telling people manga is leaving, DC and Marvel behind. They're like, oh man, and then what's fucked up is DC and Marvel. They try these weird little anime things and manga things every once in a while. It's like, no, you still don't get it. You still don't get it. Except for Marvel did do some weird tentacle covers earlier this year. Was that no? That was earlier late last year.
The Deadpool joint did.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Manga is weird. Manga.
So, how did you guys feel about the Batman movie with the dude that played the vampire in fucking Twilight as a character?
Mark, you want to go first?
I straight up loved that movie. It was just a straightforward detective film that I thought was gonna drag initially, but it didn't, and I was like, 3 hours was worth it. I mean, I loved it so much. I got this thing. Hold on.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
Wait, what is
Those
that?
are the AMC popcorn buckets.
Still factory
Okay.
Which
That's
still
real
go for decent money.
Yeah.
Good. Huh.
Yeah, they still go between 40 to about $100.
Sweet.
And it's hard getting them factory sealed because apparently AMC policy was to open them to put the popcorn in it.
It's probably so people couldn't scalp them.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it holds a ton of popcorn, though.
I think it's a large popcorn size.
Yeah. Because they would only give you like the special buckets and shit with the popcorn in it.
But see, I don't know how I felt about the way the movie played out. Like, it seemed slower to me than the previous ones that I was watching, where they were chock full of action. There was a lot of craziness going down, and then this one was, like you said, it was more of a detective style, figuring things out. But what would you guys
Remember this one? They were going for
the ass kicking in the action, or
What did you say, Adam?
I actually think they were going for a slower grunge Nirvana kind of a vibe.
yeah?
I mean,
Yeah.
Matt Reeves said he wrote this with Nirvana in mind.
Yeah, like a creepier Batman, like giving Batman more of a story than what anybody actually had before.
Yeah, I actually did not mind Patterson as a Batman, but what took the movie away?
I mean, that's really why, because no, I just don't like him.
See,
What
I
you talking about? You don't like the guy that plays Batman?
I don't like Robert Patterson.
Yeah.
Or whatever his name is.
Yeah, and that's I think that was I think every other aspect of the movie was fine. He played
Like
that
he was
he
too
played
emo.
yeah, he played that Twilight vampire shit too well, man. Like
that's all I
the
see him as.
what set me off was when he was creeping and freaking looking through the girls like Catwoman's
Mhm.
freaking window and shit. He was like, and then he just fucking drops in and shit. Like, hold up, man. That is not Batman. That is
You
not what
like,
Batman's
you
supposed
have
to
a
be.
lot of cats.
Yeah, like freaking. Like, is that what Batman does? He fucking creeps in young girls fucking with no probable cause or nothing. You just fucking looking through girls. That is for porn, sir. That is not for a national
This
on and
Devil
every
in
freaking
Batman
theater.
XXX.
Yeah, because that's not what I got two young boys. That is not what I need them to think that freaking superheroes do. You
The
know?
Killer Joke would like to disagree.
Yeah, I mean, you're up there fucking you're like, oh man, it's a great detective movie. No, that is a creeper fucking movie, sir. That is
I think they
not.
did a good job with the Penguin's character. Like that one was really good.
Yeah, Colin Farrell stole the show.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about the Riddler. Like, I didn't really like the guy that played that. It was kind of weird. I didn't really like his mask either. Like, it was just, I don't know. That's not how I see the Riddler.
I was like, can I bring back Jim Carrey?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then at the end, who did they have as Joker at the end when they met at Arkham?
Barry Kindle, I think is his name.
Okay.
It was like the dude from Gotham.
No, it was some dude. He forget what he was from. But there's a deleted scene which was Batman and the Joker, where he's talking about the Riddler and Arkham, as well.
Here's my thing about like Batman casting. I wait till I see the movie, whoever they cast for anybody, without like giving it a proper review. Like, remember when everybody was hating on Heath Ledger being the Joker before the movie came out?
Yeah, but that was like the best Joker.
Yeah.
Tied. I gotta keep my props to the great Jack.
I see where you're coming from there.
And Cesar Romero.
Well, that's taking it way back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I mean, if you go back and watch some of those episodes, those old episodes, you'll definitely see like everybody still taking from Cesar Romero, man. Freaking he was doing his freaking like sometimes he was a freaking crazy, freaking, happy dude, and sometimes he was just exceptionally freaking dark. So you can't freaking tell me, oh, Heath Ledger was dark. No, Cesar Romero, he fucking took it there sometimes, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I just feel like when they pull people from other films, like the one dude was in Transformers as like the crazy dude, the guy who played was it Falcone? Or the mobster.
I don't remember.
But he was the guy that was like the crazy dude in freaking Transformers, where he was like telling everybody that shit was gonna happen and all this other.
The bald guy with the beard.
No.
Is it Mafia?
Yeah, he was the mafia guy where that they met in like his joint and at like the pool table, and they were talking about like him and his dad, like how his dad saved his life, and they did an operation on the table on him.
Yeah.
That guy, he was in Transformers.
John Turturro.
Oh,
Yeah.
You mean the Michael Bay making Fox titties and explosions Transformers?
It's like
It's
like once you see someone's face in another like film like that, it's kind of like you relate them to that character, and then when you see them playing someone else and they just kind of look the same but an older version of themselves, I'm like, this doesn't really fit in.
I know, but Leto was bad too. Like he was so bad.
Yeah.
What, the Joker?
Yeah.
Oh god.
I don't know what the hell they were trying to do with that whole Suicide Squad thing. Like, I didn't like that at all.
Like,
Which you're talking about? So first of all, I'm gonna give a shout out to Ultra Maximus, another crew from
Yes,
Drunken
Ultra.
Strat.
Ultra
Freaking
Maximus, what's
awesome
up,
guy.
brother?
Yeah, definitely freaking. If y'all ever have a chance, freaking, and y'all need speculation, freaking news, definitely freaking turn into his show. The
Wednesday night presser will come on sometime after this.
Mhm.
And he's also on
and
Sunday nights at
yep.
the
Raw
Raw
Report.
Report. Love you all. But Ultra, if you're listening, Soundwave and Megatron and Starscream, they're very pissed off at you, man.
Yeah.
You're supposed to help them get laid. You're supposed to help make Transformers. This ain't Transformers Triple X with Vibertron, the female Decepticon. She transforms into a vibrator. And only you could help.
Whoa, where you're going way off the rails on this one. I have what? Anyway. So we were talking about. Hey, first of all, we were talking. Let's stay on the topic of the photo that I have up, sir, and that is the Batman. We were talking about Suicide Squad.
Yeah, we were talking about Suicide. We were talking about Leto as fucking Joker because he sucks.
Worst Joker ever.
I don't think so. I think what they've been doing with the last few Jokers has been working, right? You know, a grounded freaking criminal who has been able to freaking keep the mass freaking mafia and crime families in check. And the last three, even the Joker movie was freaking great. I know people think like, I don't freaking like it. Well, it's because you didn't freaking read the source material. You had Homer to do it before you freaking watched this one. See, Ultra Maximus says, "Hey, tell the cons to fly into a sun and touch it." Same.
What did he say?
That's exactly what I was saying when you were talking, man. I don't. TSMFA says, "Oh yeah, well, the whole vibe for that whole Morbius movie was off, right? So it was one of those things where I was saying, like I have been saying forever, like, hey, movies tend to go in trends, right? You know, there's a monster trend, and there's a zombie trend, and then there's a vampire trend. And we're looking for the vampire trend to kick off. Either Morbius was supposed to go first, and Blade was supposed to go first. Well, Morbius went first, and it sucked badly.
I was gonna say, what's gonna be the next Twilight, like the next big like teen vampire thing?
Well, I mean that's a good question, right?
I feel like I heard something that they were gonna try to do a remake of Queen of the Damned.
That would be legit.
That's what I heard. Really? I really just don't want them to fuck with the original movie. Like, give me a prequel, sequel, whatever the fuck, but do not remake the original movie.
Yeah, like they did with The Craft and fucked it up.
I
didn't like that.
True.
Like the second one sucked.
Yeah. But it wasn't even the same one. It was like about her daughter, and they were basically doing the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
And Underworld too.
Yeah. It's like.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, they had once Twilight came out, right? And I forget so Blade came out, and Blade was amazing, and then they tried to remake Blade, and Blade 2 was okay. Once they got to Blade 3, fuck wheels just came off. So it was like, oh well, let's do Blade, but with some romantic shit just for the teens. You had fucking Twilight, right? After they fucking Twilight was fucking awesome.
And then
then everybody had fucking vampire movies,
And then I think at that point, vampires dominated the small screen because you had True Blood.
Oh yeah, True Blood.
Vampire Diaries and the originals all kicking ass at that point.
Yeah, and then but there was also like Teen Wolf and shit was on there around that time.
Well, yeah, that's that whole that's because Edward and the freaking other dude
what is that show? Sorry not to interrupt you. There's show on Netflix. I can't remember what the fuck it's called, where it has the Force Awakens guy in it. It's fucking one's a ghost that lives in the house, one's a vampire, and one's a werewolf, and they all live in a house together. What the fuck is that show called? because they have a British version of it and then they have an American version of it. It's on Netflix. I don't know what it's called.
Doesn't sound like the originals.
But the
originals is amazing.
Like, do you know what the there's a comic, it's called The Force Awakens, and the guy on the cover of it is the same guy from that series. What the hell is it called?
All right, so while she's looking that up, what do you guys think about the new He-Man freaking toys that they have coming out of Walmart?
Just more He-Man toys?
Yeah, there's a whole new line of He-Man toys at Walmart.
I haven't seen them because I don't have a Walmart.
Yeah, unfortunately, New York City
How the
doesn't
fuck
have
do you?
Walmarts.
Oh yeah. I think Mel said that.
Okay, that's what it was called. It's called Being Human.
Oh,
okay.
Yes.
Remember that?
And ended in 2014, apparently, right?
Yeah, that was a great. Well, the British one was good, like the UK version of it. They had on Netflix, and then they made an American version that's just as good. It's like there's a ghost that lives in a house with a vampire and a werewolf. They were trying to mix it up, but it didn't last forever.
Wait, what was that, Adam?
We may have to make a field trip to the Super Walmart out in Northern Jersey.
Does that mean I get to get there early and hopefully get those 3-packs before everybody else?
I mean, the 3-packs with the. I still can't believe that Batman Long Halloween AMC is in a 3-pack.
I'm still laughing my ass off about it.
I'm still looking at this. I'm looking for this He-Man shit.
Into the Walmart anywhere, like it seems like the action figure toy section is more geared towards people our age, because it's like more expensive, like action figures, like in the $30 to $40 range. It's like stuff that we would have played with back in like the 90s or 80s, you know. So,
yeah, there was like Garbage Pail Kids shit there. There was Addams Family. There was all kinds of Funko Pops.
They have like the old school Batmans too. Like it's like they're remaking the old toys from like Kenner and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, that's all. Like all of the big brands are doing it. I forget what the hell.
The Masters of the Universe, they have like whole freaking like just crazy ass kits that I haven't seen since I was a kid. I'm like, where the hell did all this shit come from all of a sudden? Like a whole new like He-Man line is just out. I'm like, that's amazing.
And were they based on the original concepts, or were they updated?
They look exactly like the originals.
I think that's the ones they're doing like vintage remakes.
It's called Masters of the Universe Origins.
Oh crap! I'm gonna have to go to
Okay,
Walmart.
so there was a comic that came out, and it went for, and he goes back in time and he talks to the original sword holders, right? And it was kind of an interesting story of which they were trying to display, and it turns out that the first He-Man, but he wasn't called He-Man back then. The first Master of the Universe was actually like a black guy. And not only that, it turns out that the sword is not a good sword; it's an evil sword. It was made by an evil guy. Let's see, let me pull this up. Here we go. Yeah. So I think that's just Adam, and then it doesn't have a really good photo of the other toys in there. But yeah, that's the one guy.
Yeah, that's what that looks like.
I forget who that is. Is that his dad?
Possibly.
That might be his dad. I think. I'm not sure. I would have to go back. But yeah, so yeah, we meet his dad, we meet his mom, meet the sorceress like back in the day. It's a pretty interesting comic for the first couple of issues, and after that I kind of dropped off and everything. But that first, I don't know why this dude has wings. That's another question. But it's interesting. And then the other toy stuff is, so there was the leaked photos of Null from Love and Thor and God, whatever, right? And it looks crappy, but Hasbro Pulse actually has their own line coming out. And Null looks fantastic in these. He looks like the dude that we've been we've been seeing in the freaking comics. Let me scroll down. Yeah, this freaking guy. He looks like the freaking old guy with the freaking 80s freaking hair, and the freaking all black looks amazing.
Oh
in this one.
wow! And
He's
that's
got
a Hasbro Pulse.
Yeah.
What does that drop?
It comes out in October, but you're gonna have to do some. I'm gonna have to find out when the pre-order is, because that's what you really want to get. It says the Octopus is going for $55.99. Future Foundation.
I can break my wall like other Pulse things have in the past.
Or did it already fucking pop? Because it looks like the King in Black is going to be $77.99. This was April. Wait. So that would be. This came out April 19th, 2022, which was yesterday. So it should have came out. And it says it was coming out, going to be dropped at tomorrow, which is today.
All right. I have to go to the website and check it out.
Click on it. There's probably still some there. Yeah, 70s.
There it is. Boom. It's ready for pre-order right now.
Nice.
Awesome.
It's a Spider-Man, Marvel Legends, King in Black Null, and the Venom 6-inch action figure 2-pack.
That looks awesome.
Nice.
So that's 2 figures for $77.99.
Why do I have this weird feeling that people are just gonna bring them to get signed by Donny Cates?
Well, that would be stupid. They should just get the freaking comic signed by Donny Cates.
I gotta tell you, the stupidest someone brought to get Donny Cates' signature ever. Someone brought a Spider-Man 300 to get signed by Donny Cates.
Yeah, so here's those. I don't know. Can you see them up on there? On your thing? Is it sharing it?
No.
No.
Wait.
What's up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to share what the toys that they had at Walmart here. All the action figures and everything.
Oh, yeah. Because those are the original ones.
Yeah. When I saw these, I was like, man, these are freaking awesome.
I got to sign my box with my original Castle Grayskull in it.
And if you have originals, that stuff is going to be worth so much. It's not even going to be funny, because when they come out with new stuff, everybody wants to get the originals. And
unfortunately, my Castle Grayskull, you can use it for parts.
Oh man, hey, but sometimes if it's a rare one, and sometimes just the parts are worth a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. Somebody's got like a broken Woody situation. They like, oh man, I've got the full body, but I just need like the foot or the freaking
Yep.
Well, there was a thing I saw on Pawn Stars where it was like one of the Stretch Armstrong characters, but it was like some green, like dinosaur looking guy, and just the head was worth like, what was it, like $10,000 or something like that.
Holy damn!
Just the head?
Yeah, just the head. It wasn't even the complete thing. It was just the freaking head, and it was worth $10K.
Yeah, well, the big thing right now, or it was at least last year, was so what was the name of that movie? Space Jam, right? With LeBron James.
Yeah.
If you ever come across any of the, and I think it's like the 6-inch figures, not the small ones, 6-inch, or is it the 12-inch? Might be the 6 or 12-inch, and you see the full thing, and you get it for cheap, grab it, right? Because I'm telling you, in 20 years, that's going to be worth some money. Because what a lot of people were doing was they would buy like maybe one complete guy, and then the heads, they would just rip the heads off and then throw them away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just so that the ones that they bought would be more expensive eventually.
Yeah, and actually, Ollie's has some of those right now. They had a buyout of all that stuff.
What?
Of the Space Jam, the new one. Yeah, they have like a whole bunch of toys up there of Space Jam.
Mm-hmm.
So we gotta go check it out.
I boycotted money with the whole thing because I was annoyed because my boy Pepe was not in it.
Is your boy who?
Pepe Le Pew, man.
Talk about the rapist?
He wasn't a rapist. That cat wanted it. That cat initiated it.
Looney Tunes sent his ass to HR, man, and he
Yeah, I know,
came back
man.
one thing.
I agree.
It's
And
not
Mark
even
and I made it a companion because there's there's a Starfire comic.
He's just not socially acceptable by like going up to women and going, "Oh, we should make beautiful music together," and then like putting his ass up in their face, like.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't be freaking doing that. When she says, "Haha, no, thank you," or if she does not have the ability to say no, it's a wrap. Just freaking walk away, man.
Exactly.
So what is this? Is this like what they look like without the head?
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So why is the head ripped off?
Because people want their the less action figures that are out there that are complete and perfect, the more
they're
costly
devaluing the
your own
ones. The other ones will be more valuable.
Right. So say you've got a like the huge gold freaking dildo, Autumn, right?
Okay.
And you know that one day it's going to be worth a lot more. But then one day in a store, you see like 10 of them. So what you do is you just put a little scratch on the other ones, right? Because you know that little scratch makes the other ones imperfect. So now the one that you got that is perfect costs a lot more, is more valuable than those other ones.
Yeah, so you devalue to make yours more valuable, basically. It's just
okay. I mean, I understand.
Yeah. Like the Pokemon card things, like people will buy the big packs of them, like I have over here on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
They won't open them, and then everybody else has already opened their shit up. But then you got this pristine, like condition pack here that everybody's gonna want to get because it's never been opened. So that's your whole thing. You never want to open any toys.
Don't open any toys.
Yeah. Well, you buy two, right? One to play with and one to, just put away.
No, well, see, I have like vintage, like X-Files up there. I got Mulder and Scully, like the ones where there was like this pod, and inside the pod there's this clear body.
Yeah.
And
I haven't seen those in forever.
Yeah.
And the ones I still have left are at next
You
business.
know, it has this clear body inside of it, and you can see all the organs and shit. I had one whenever I was little, and I was like, I have to buy this as soon as I saw it because.
So that's crazy because the big thing back in the day was there was two big things that I remember clearly in my mind from back in the day when X-Files was X-Files and the Spice Girls. And instead of going with the Spice Girls, you went with the X-Files. So that's awesome.
I mean, I did like the Spice Girls too. I definitely did like the Spice Girls. But then, like,
the Spice Girl action figures go for money.
Right.
Like, I have vintage
Stargate
stuff you can't. Like, this is so
yeah, Jesus.
This is so cool. I got one.
Now the chase for the Spice Girls dolls was Baby Spice. So the action figures, it was like 20. There was like 20 in a case, and then out of that case, only one of them would be Baby Spice.
Really?
So if you ever come across those originals, just saying, just putting that out there.
See, that's what they did with those. That's why the Charizard Pokemon cards are worth so much money, because they would only put like a certain amount of them out, and then some people would end up like ruining them or whatever. And now there's only like a handful of them out there, that are like pristine condition. So they're up to like $100,000 a card or something like that.
Yeah. That's why Paul Logan wears one around a fucking gold chain.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he wears the Illustrator now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yes, that might be because freaking he bought that freaking one box for like $1 million. That he bought an unopened fucking box for $1 million, and then when he opened it, it turned out it was just G.I. Joe cards.
Jeez.
That's right. We did talk about that in Drunken Chat.
G.I. Joe is the future. Don't sleep on it. PSA 10 Cobra Commander's next $1 million card.
Maybe.
They got to come up with a good movie first.
Yeah.
They had their chance and they fucked it up twice.
Autumn, next live action movie that was a cartoon from when you were a kid back in the day that you really want to see. Go.
live action movie from back in the day that I really wanted to see. The first movie that I distinctly remember seeing as a kid was Titanic.
So you want to see a Titanic Part 2, or I think
Hell
they already did a
no.
Part 2, right?
Listen, have you ever looked up? They are still making the Titanic #2. Like some rich guy.
He's still making it. So
Still
wait,
making
didn't wasn't James Cameron the director for that? Because he's
Yes.
working on Avatar right now.
Yeah,
Or some shit right now.
yeah. He made his
I
Avatar.
want to see a remake of the Flintstones.
I feel like that would
Okay.
be so cool.
Or
Have you
even,
searched
you know what they
those?
should do? They should do the
Really
fucking Jetsons.
Jetsons.
Jetsons would be a
Right. Because
Yeah, like,
because they already did a live action Flintstones, but
yeah.
with what we know now about the Jetsons and the Flintstones being in the same universe,
Yeah.
connect those two via live action and like a darker, freaking grittier. Do that and maybe some Scooby Doo action.
You know
Kevin
what
Smith,
they
I'm
would do?
talking to you, brother. We can make it happen.
I mean-
Dark, gritty Flintstones, Jetsons, Scooby Doo.
See, but like they kind of take it there. They kind of take it a little dark in Scooby Doo, but I feel like the Jetsons and the Flintstones could maybe be a little creepier than that. Because Scooby Doo's.
I'm gonna kill your thing. I'm using it as a stress ball.
Oh, that's okay.
No, they're-
Calamity, go.
Wow. I gotta be honest. I did not watch a lot of the live action adaptations. It was,
You fucking liar. That means that you were watching My Little Pony.
He's a
Hey, tell the truth, bitch.
You're fucking fucking My Little Pony, the Smurfs. When a guy was like, "Oh man, I didn't watch cartoons." You fuck, I hate this fucking guy.
Don't get me wrong.
Be proud, man. Be proud.
I watched it. I watched
Live
the versions that were after your time. I'm a '97 born person.
So
Yeah.
that would be like Tailspin, DuckTales.
I was
You know
born
what?
in 1991. Like,
Darkwing Duck would be sweet.
What's that?
No, actually, no. My childhood was mainly Rocco's Modern Life.
Beavis and Butthead, for sure. Rocco's Modern Life. And
SpongeBob.
fucking Angry Beavers.
He-Man
all that.
2002.
Yeah. Cat Dog. That was the shit. Everybody
Cat
fucked
Dog
with
was
Cat
Oh,
Dog.
here. This would be perfect live action right here.
Oh,
Rugrats.
yeah.
I think. What are they working on?
Yes, with fucking babies. Just real babies.
Real babies
I think they're.
doing crazy talking and doing crazy shit.
Yeah, like real baby mouth movements, because you know
I-
that's always fucking creepy.
Yeah, I think they're working on a theatrical new release of the Rugrats or something like that.
Yeah.
Didn't they
I think
already
that's
do
what
like
they're doing.
Rugrats?
I
on
know they
Ice
just did a
or something
reboot
like
for
that?
Paramount Plus.
Right.
Not a fan of the reboot. I couldn't.
Well, of
watch
course,
the
you're not
first-
supposed to be. It's supposed to, because it's not for you, man. It's supposed to touch you a little bit. You're like, it's supposed to trick
I
you.
remember.
To take you, it's supposed to trick you and me to freaking take our kids to the freaking thing. And then the kids are supposed to love it, and make you buy a whole bunch of shit that they won't know or forget in about 2 days time, and then they'll fucking lock it away in a freaking closet, and then
What's
that'll be the end
what's
of
that
it.
tape that we have over there? The orange one from Nickelodeon. What is that?
This is Doug.
Doug, yeah, that's another good one.
Doug.
What
and
is it?
The Pokemon one.
Pokemon, okay, yeah.
And then what else?
Why do you have VHS tape? Do you have a VCR?
No, those are from my childhood. They just came from my mom's house.
Yeah, I found these in the closet. I was like, I'm
So
not
Do you,
Like,
wait, do
what's
you have
the
the
money,
do you have
though?
the do you have the covers for those?
No.
Actually, I do. They're in the attic, and there's a whole box of just sleeves for all that shit.
You
And
should get
there's,
slabs, man.
I have the Rugrats up there with it's Rugrats in Paris or something like that. That's in like a plastic like fold out one,
Yeah.
like Disney used to do. It's in that.
Yeah. I don't know, honestly. I haven't looked at the price of a VHS.
Yeah, I don't even know what some of that stuff's worth. All I know is I saw on YouTube, everybody's like, if you have an orange VHS tape, it's worth money. I'm like, okay.
It's not like the Disney Black Diamond stuff.
Yeah.
Now, that shit's a myth, man. I had so many of those things wrapped in the freaking paper still.
What?
Go to try to sell them, and nobody wants to give you shit for them.
What are they?
You know what, the Black
The
Diamond?
Disney things that we came across. Remember we picked up a bunch of them at the flea market because they were all like shrink wrap still and like perfectly new.
Yeah.
And then like you go to try to sell them, and nobody wants to fucking give me anything for them.
Black Diamond. What's Black Diamond?
There's a set of Disney VHS tapes that have a black diamond on the side, and the black diamond is supposed to be some type of rare thing.
Yeah, there's supposed to be like some like uberifical rare like release of it or some shit.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I do know that there was a time when the cartoons, like if you any of the old cartoons, they were hot for a while because people realized that, oh shit, Disney was not releasing all that stuff, even on DVDs at some point. We're not sure why. Maybe they were ramping up for this whole Disney Plus or something like that. But shit, if I come across a fucking shit, I might fucking buy those fucking. You said they're VHS tapes? Shit, I might fucking buy them off you.
Yeah.
Shit, you know. I mean, like, what are we? We're not talking about Bambi, are we?
We're talking about like Bambi, My Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
So has anybody ever noticed the nude paintings in Ratatouille?
Yep.
No.
A buddy of mine pulled them out to me.
I was just trying to hold it together while I'm thinking about a fucking rat touching my fucking food. I'm sorry. How is that supposed to be funny?
Yeah,
welcome to New York, right, Mark?
I have never seen Ratatouille.
Really?
Shit you not.
Hey, Mark.
I don't think I ever have either. I don't think I've ever watched Ratatouille.
Apparently, there is also Naked Ladies in Fantasia.
I believe that.
In the 1941 theatrical cut.
Okay.
No, I was looking for a certain thing. Oh yeah, here it is, right here.
What?
The dude who's marrying the Little Mermaid and the guy.
Yeah.
If you look closely down at his area, he has a full-on hard-on.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
He has a boner.
Yeah. It says the other rogue penis in the Little Mermaid.
I love that. I'm starving. Can we go get some food?
Yeah. And then also the naked lady in The Rescuers. See right here? See her titties?
Oh boy!
Really? Is that's not real?
That's legit in the movie.
That's Photoshop.
No, they put that in there.
I don't believe it.
I approve of those titties. Oh boy!
Yeah, it's just on a pole. Like, it's just a picture of a chick with titties out in a cartoon. Oh my goodness.
C3PO with a penis. C3P bone.
C3P, that little.
Mickey Mouse approved of that shit.
Now I really want Anthony Daniels to sign it.
Why not?
So is this a real thing?
Yeah. It is a real thing. You can buy it right now. So I'm telling you, one day some guy's going to get smart and buy up all these fucking cards, man. That's out there.
Yeah. And how much are these cards? I want to buy one of these cards. Can I get it on eBay?
Yeah, like $10.
What's it called? Do I just look like 3CPO banner?
Yeah,
Yep.
C3PO. No, well, C3PO Star Wars number 207.
Yep.
Let's see.
I guess I got
Everybody's
a card.
Yeah, probably.
I'm gonna get one because I know he's gonna be at one of the Fan Expos.
Uh-oh.
$199.
Uh-oh. Did I? Looks like the price went up.
$249.
Oh, hold up. There's a bid right now for $10.50. Yeah. Looks like people have been picking up on it. Motherfuckers.
It's called the Golden Rod.
Yep.
Love that.
Here's one. It's PSA 7 near mint, $499. Here's
only
the
for 7.
here's the vault proof 1 of 1 for $8,999.
The Wido.
It says
Wido.
error black or blank back tops vault proof 1 of 1.
Oh yeah, because it probably has it's one with a blank back on it.
Yeah, that's the only main one of it.
Those ones on there that they'll have if they're like crimped wrong and shit.
If anyone wants to YouTube search what we're talking about, YouTube search MTV Urban Legends C3PO boner card.
Yeah,
That's how I learned about this back in the day.
They are going for quite a bit of money right here that I see. Let me see how much they've sold for though.
Yeah,
Go to
it's been a
Sonos
while.
for a second. I'm curious.
It's just crazy because it's been a while since I actually looked at it. But it was maybe back in November, December that I was looking at it, and it was like, oh, it's just a fucking $10 card. Now it's popping
Last
off.
one sold for $86.23.
Motherfuckers, I should have fucking bought a whole bunch of them back in.
I now want to take a baseball bat to my ex-business partner's skull because I have 4 of them. They're in a collection that's
Okay, look, they're just selling. Okay, this is crazy. Just the cardboard backing for the C3PO was $54. Just the cardboard packaging sold for $54.
Jesus.
I'm going to get the highest grade I can get, and I'm going to get it signed by Anthony Daniels and have a PSA DNA'd.
But the thing is, CGC does signings nowadays, right?
Yeah, but I don't think they do normal trading cards yet.
No, they do. They do. No, they do.
Oh, yeah,
they do besides Pokemon cards?
What they're selling.
Well, this is not a. Well, it's not a sports card, so they have to.
132, yeah. So if they are SGC rated or PSA rated, they're going for anywhere from $281 down to $100.
Okay.
I think it's also the fact. Good luck getting a 10 on that card.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
I mean, cards from the 70s, it's so hard to get a 10 on it anyways because they were mass producing them so quick that there's constant, they're off center a little bit or, the color's just not perfect or there's something effed up on them. Because I used to collect baseball cards and it was the same way. Any little tiny, thing that was wrong with it, they'd be like, well, this is a 9.2. I'm like, looks like perfect condition to me. But
yeah, but now some, people will be selling error cards and error cards.
Yeah, but it has to be a massive error. They misprinted Babe Ruth's name to say Babe Dick or something.
Not even. No, I've seen ones where it gets where the card actually gets cut. If it's off a little
cards.
Bit, a miscut card will go for more.
Well, they had miscut cards. Some of them were cut straight through the head of them. And
and then they have the Pokemon cards where instead of it it went a different shape. One was just rounded and then the other ones had a
square.
Kind of a flat squarish corner.
I also remember back in the day before they started doing the reverse hollow foil stuff, that was actually an error that happened where it would hollow the outside instead of the inside, and that was an error.
Oh, reverse hollow?
Yeah. And then they started making it a thing for reverse hollows.
Yeah.
I'm just glad the fact that Cadaver is back in print.
The fuck is Cadaver?
So the story behind Cadaver, it's the evolved form of Abra, the guy with the spoon. So the magician Uri Geller told the Pokemon company, "Do not make this card again." And then until recently, Uri Geller says, "No, I'm allowing the Pokemon company to make them again." This happened for like about 25 years.
I just picked this up yesterday.
That brings me back.
That is new to Pokemon, new to Union. Okay. Is that a new set?
That 4-card like artwork. I thought that was pretty cool.
I had like 40 Charizards and I sold them all.
Yeah, which is insane because they're worth so much fucking money now. I actually have a Charizard GX card in my collection right now that's like a $600 card, and I'm happy about that. I'm hoping it goes way up in price.
I had a PSA 9 Evolutions Charizard, and this was during the height of the whole Logan Paul thing, and I got $600, and I'm like, damn.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Adam.
I'm too hungry.
I guess it's kind of time where we're about to start doing some FOC, eh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I call it what the fuck?
All right, I'm gonna head out.
All right, Autumn, manager.
Mm-hmm.
I love you guys. I thank you for being part of the family.
Pleasure meeting you.
Touch base during the week to
Nice to meet you too.
talk about the cooking show as well as updates on Project Pegasus.
Of course.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
Love you guys. I'll see you later.
Enjoy your Simpsons game.
Bye.
All right. All right. Let's take a quick minute break and listen to this ad.
The Batman-Superman dynamic works because they're archetypes. Some writers have treated them adversarially, some of them have treated them as best friends hanging out. We're going to meet somewhere in the middle. The first arc of Batman-Superman World's Finest introduces the Devil Nezha, who is this ancient villain who has been imprisoned for centuries and centuries, who's come back to fight the heroes of today. The book is Batman-Superman World's Finest, but really it's Superman, Batman, and Robin World's Finest. Having him in the series gives me a window to do a little bit more sort of acrobatic adventuring. Dan blew my mind with the injection of red kryptonite into Superman's heart. He blew my mind with the shots of Metallo, who was absolutely appropriately frightening. The book looks as fresh and present and contemporary as anything else we're publishing.
All right, that was Mark Wade trying to push World's Finest, which you can probably get at your local store. Now, the interesting thing was that the first issue had a couple of variants. One variant was the one where Superman was slapping Batman, and the other one was Batman slapping Superman. So
that's when they were giving each other the Will Smith.
Yeah, it was the same week that incident happened. So I don't know, kind of suspicious to me.
The other variant, which I think people are still sleeping on, I know there's a 1 in 100, but there's also a common version of it, is the Jerry Seinfeld variant.
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck about that shit.
There's a rumor floating around.
Yeah. What's that?
Sorry. Well, with the Jerry Seinfeld cover, apparently Jerry Seinfeld signed a couple of them.
I don't know. When was the last time that Jerry Seinfeld was relevant? Other than to 50-year-olds.
God knows when.
Yeah. No, all right, let's keep it going, man. Freaking
yep.
Yeah. See that's what bothers me is like DC's trying to be hip and cool, but you're fucking making these variants by fucking the with Seinfeld or the FaZe Clan, the fucking YouTube sensation that nobody's fucking heard of, or you're doing it with Lil Nas, who was relevant 2 fucking years ago, right? Or they might hit with Rihanna, but she was relevant a while ago.
Yep.
You know, so like, come on, man. They gotta freaking pick it up.
They need to get up to date, yo.
And Adam, don't say yo. Don't say. Now you're making us irrelevant. You're making us sound like 6-year-old freaking dude trying to sound relevant.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
All right, let's go. All right, so the first one that I have up is Shadow War Zone #1, cover A by John Boy Myers. I think the most interesting thing is that it's got a quite a few covers in here. Let's see if I got the other one. But there's a cover B by Howard Porter, and there's an X-Men homage to this one. But apparently there's supposed to be a new character in this one, and it's called also because the solicitor says also featuring the new villain, the Angel Breaker.
Very
We don't
nice.
know. Yeah, I think one of those covers. There we go, right here. It's the one with the wannabe Catwoman, wannabe freaking, valet dancer. Freaking, and then she's got the all black swords. I don't know what they're going for with this, but she doesn't look like she's comfortable enough to be freaking fighting with anybody. But here she is. And what I don't trust is that this is going to be her first appearance. So I'm not. I'm going to be looking out for her before she comes in this one, and I hope nobody spends any money that they shouldn't.
Yep.
Let's see. Next one up is another half-naked Superman fighting a whole bunch of nobodies. I'm not sure what they're going for.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know what they're going for with this one, but that seems to be a theme that they be going for with this one. Danger Street #1, cover B by Steve Rude. Yes, that's the name.
Nice. Nice to see him get some new work.
Yeah, let's see. Joining the Justice League. I'm looking through the solicit right now. Doesn't necessarily say anything about any new characters. But here we go. Then this one is Danger Street #1, the 125 by Lee Weeks. It is the one that they have up here is like a black and white. Freaking, so I don't know if there's going to be some color added, but they got Dark Side on here, Green Arrow, but he's holding a sword apparently. The John, and I don't know, maybe like the newer Superman or something like that. Once again, I don't know what they're going or why they think we need to buy 25 copies of this.
Every book needs a 125.
Yeah. So, but I mean, the thing with DC this week is that it's not necessarily terrible. I'll give them that. This one is a 1 of 50 by Ben Oliver. It's once again, it's fine, but I don't know what they're trying to portray with this one.
Doesn't make me want to buy 50 copies.
Yeah. Duo. Now here's where it gets a little bit interesting. In the solicit they mention the Milestone guys, right? The Milestone Syndicate, freaking type of deal. And say, hey, well, we brought that back, and now we're doing Duo, but we're gonna have a whole bunch of new characters in this one. So it is what it is. The cover A is by DK Ruin, and it looks like there's a dude on there who's flying, and he's wearing nothing but the bottom half of a bikini and some go-go boots and a suit jacket and some gloves. The rest of them is just naked, I guess. I'm not sure. I don't know what the fuck's going on with this dude's uniform, but yeah. So this one is a definite look into. The problem is that a lot of people have not been chasing into any DC characters that aren't girls. And I can't promise that there are any new ones that are girls that are going to go far, but I think everybody should just know that that's going to be a thing right now. And then there's also a 1 of 25 by Nemeth Lavia. This one is hey, let me put this on my wall and freaking get high and freaking, go off the stratosphere with this one. A lot of colors, a lot of weird faces, flowers and shit going on with this one. This one is a little bit more pulled back. This one is Batman the Knight. This was actually Batman the Knight #5. The one that just came out this week was #4, where they actually introduced a new character. His name was Anton, who trained with Bruce Wayne, and now they left the monastery after they actually almost got killed by the rest of the students.
Yep.
So he's probably here with them, and there's another young lady that's on the cover here that I don't recognize. So that might be another character into the DC universe that's going out there. More half-naked Bruce. but this one is behind bars, which can, I guess, is supposed to tickle the whole restrained, finish for some
Okay.
people. You know how people like people tied up or behind
Yep.
bars and shit.
Nothing
So
wrong with that.
yeah. So this one is done by Riccardo Federici.
You're nice.
And then this one is by Batman Superman World's Finest #3. This one's Lucia Perillo, and main character on here is the Batman who laughs.
Nice. First time we've seen him in almost a year now.
Yeah, he one thing about Lucio is that he really gets into the teeth. He really got in there. So the tongue, the teeth and the tongue and all that. So
Actually, that's a nice. The way you described that's a nice cover.
it is, man. Is the $4.99 nice? Maybe. At least
Is
it's
that
not
ratio or no?
It is not a ratio.
Ooh, all right.
Now let's see. Now remember when he died and he came back as Energy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on this cover chasing down Batman, and it's 1 in 25 by Rafael Sarmiento. And Batman is basically running for his life right now. Then there's a 1 in 50 by Jorge Corona, which is a chibi cover, which is kind of a ripoff of Scotty Young's freaking covers. Then there is, I forget is this Catwoman? Yeah, Catwoman number 43 by Jessica Call. It is basically Catwoman and Harley. They've been roller skating.
Ooh, nice.
There's also a Jenny Frison card stock.
Yep.
And then 1 in 25 is by Souza Micah. And it's just two girls hanging out, having a couple of drinks. So this one, I think, at $4.99. So I might have to get a couple of these. Nightwing on the cover. It's him playing with his dog, playing fetch with his
When is
dog.
DC gonna get Trish and Tony to do a cover?
I don't know. Well, I mean, I get solicits all the time to do an exclusive. So you let her know that we're interested, and let her know she wants to play ball.
Tony will probably return my email. She probably will not.
Get Jen from Bird City to be an intermediary. All right.
Yeah, I can get Jen or Laura to help out with that.
Yeah. Also for Nightwing #2, there's going to be a Jen Bartel. It's Nightwing hanging out with the rest of the Bat Chicks, and they're eating sushi. And it's a regular order. Now, for some reason, the 1 in 25 is by David Talaski, and it's just Nightwing half naked doing yoga.
Was there a corporate DC meeting when they said, "Ooh, let's make all our characters be half naked on covers"?
It's probably like, hey, 90 motherfuckers were getting fired, so they say, you know what? Let's do this thing. Let's go all.
It's like the fuck you to corporate as they all leave in the office.
Yeah. There's going to be a 52 omnibus coming out. That one's $175.
52 omnibus of the weekly series.
Yep. And then there is a Batman number 125 LED acetate poster. Once again, it's an LED acetate poster. I don't know what the fuck that means. Does it mean that you plug it in and it turns on? I don't know.
What is the retail on that?
$24.99.
I may just get one for it to look fucking cool.
Yeah, so it's gonna be weird. There's gonna be some more Swamp Thing coming out. Swamp Thing. Of course, we talked about this earlier. The Manga Diary of a Male Porn Star, Volume 2. Hulk number 7, J. Scott Campbell. That was a 1 in 100. There's a scroll cover for Hulk number 7.
Okay.
There's also a retro cover, which is like a 1 to 200. Captain Carter by John Witter.
Nice.
It looks good. It looks more like an Huck Lee. Then there's a Fortnite variant cover. Don't forget that some of these are going to have some codes for Fortnite. Devil's Reign, which is going to be more of Daredevil and Elektra getting together.
Oh, heck yeah.
There's a Maliv cover. There's also going to be a Momoko cover.
Nice.
There's going to be a #1 issue called Fox and Hare. Don't quite know what it's about, but I know what the covers. Some of the covers aren't bad. But there is a Bartel. There's a 1/100 that's going to be out there.
Nice.
Just a reminder that Eat the Rich, the hardcover. Is it a hardcover or TP? I think it's just going to be a hardcover. Is going to be on FOC this week. The reason why I wanted to bring that up is because you know that if a book was ever going to get a second chance on the speculator market, that's when it's going to
It'll
happen.
be right now.
Right. So people are going to get a chance to freaking read the whole thing in one swap. That's when people who want an option are going to get a chance to take a look at it as well, and we'll see.
It's not a bad book. It's not a bad book.
It's not. It's about that time. It's about the right time to do this. So.
Yep.
The last also of note is the last book you'll ever read. The new issue that's going to be coming out in about a month. It's going to be bagged. So I don't know what's going on with the cover, but it's going to be bagged.
Okay.
Disturbed Dark Messiah by Opus. That's the one that was doing the Death Dealer joint. They've got this other joint called Disturbed Dark Messiah.
Take my life.
Yeah, these covers look actually pretty damn good, man. Good Boy #1 is going to have a director's cut, and I'm thinking, man, I need to go back and look at some of these director cuts, man, because
some of them do really well in the aftermarket.
Yeah, I think this is if they were chased after second and third prints, I don't understand why the director's cuts didn't do well. Usagi Yojimbo #28 has a really good cover by Stan Sakai of Usagi fighting a tiger.
Ooh, nice. And the show debuts on Netflix next week.
Really? Huh.
Yep.
Wando has a joint called a one-shot called Spectro, and the covers are amazing. It kind of reminds me of that pre-code horror stuff.
Nice.
It's really good stuff. Alice Ever After #2 has some amazing covers as well. Just classical, really good stuff. There's this one cover, I forget who the artist is. I've heard it's by Marini. Just her sitting around drinking some absinthe with a white bunny sitting on her lap, and then you could see clearly inside her glass is like a skeleton. It's crazy.
All right, I may have to get a couple of that just because that's a dope ass cover.
But not as dope as the one that I'm looking at right now. Adam Hughes is doing an Alice Ever After cover.
Is it a ratio?
That's a good question, and I would. Oh, let's see. And I apologize for not having all the information, but the Diamond site had gone down. Yeah, well, because the Diamond site had went down while I was pulling all this together.
Okay, that figures.
Last book I ever read. Let's see.
Adam Hughes has been killing it in the last 2 years.
So it's a 1 in 25. It says order of A, B, and D. Where the fuck is D at? Because I don't see A, I see B, and I see C, but I don't see D yet. So that's going to be interesting.
That might have covered Friday.
Yeah, I think by the time we do Drink and Chat, we may have all the images, maybe. Thanks, Mark.
You're welcome. I used to deal with the Diamond Train.
Yeah. Faithless. I think this is by Jenny Frizen. Nope, this is by Stephanie Hans.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, Stephanie Hans is doing a 1 in 25 for Faithless 3. It's going to be a 1 in 25. It's a dude basically just getting a tattoo on his chest of Faithless.
See, they're going. Faithless is going soft on me.
I forget who this is. Something is killing, or not? Excuse me, not something is killing the children. House of Slaughter has got a bunch of covers coming
Yeah,
out.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, nothing that was really big to me. King Spawn at number 10 has a really great freaking cover of him sitting on the throne. They finally take his freaking mask off, and he just looks all deviled out under there.
Hey, Mark, as the biggest Spawn fan I know, that do anything for you?
I like it. To me with Spawn, I feel like less is more. I like more in the detail than like more on the cover. I mean, I think Jason Sean Alexander would have done it better in my opinion.
Cool.
And I'm not just saying that because he did that awesome commission for me.
Right. And then there's also going to be a sketch cover for this one as well. Let's see, let me bring that one up. By Javier Fernandez. And the sketch doesn't look bad at all. And what's interesting,
When do all the King Spawn blanks start?
I think one of them came out already.
All right.
is that this.
What's up?
All right, I'm back. That's what happens when you have every freaking tab open. Open, God. Let me just. All right, here we go. Slumber number 3 has a really great freaking cover. That's the one where it's a team that goes on people's dreams and kills the nightmares.
Yep.
This particular dream was like, it looks like it was a little girl's freaking dream where it's unicorns and sunshine and rainbows and stuff, but there was a monster, so it's a dark contrast to what's going on.
Rainbows and butterflies and
yeah, I must
unicorns
have.
and death.
Yeah, I must have this fucking cover.
That's awesome
This
sauce.
is by Rod Rice.
It's got that Ring Grudge vibe to it that I like.
It is, right? And what's interesting, so you got the ring, the girl from the ring, and tentacles. So it's got it's got that little anime freaking tint to it, or not? Yeah, manga tint to it. Spiders and tentacles and anyway, fuck this place, issue number 1.
Fuck this place.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Nice.
You know you want this one. You gotta have this one, Adam.
Yeah,
You gotta have it. More Fox the hair, and on FOC is the White Vader. It's a toy for the White Vader. That one's coming out.
Nice.
Let's see. So let me new release 420. So here were the winners this week. Patriotica.
Okie doke.
Yep, that was one was sold out. The I forget which name was, fucking Rag the Tales, that freaking manga joint that sold out.
Oh wow.
Captain Carter, the second print, sold out.
I had a feeling it would, especially with the rumors.
This one was one that was on my radar that I kept talking about it. Stranger Things number 2.
Yep.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. There was a really nice cover that's out there.
That's sold out.
Yeah. Remember the one that was telling everybody about, the one of Catwoman in the bathtub with the vanity.
Yep.
Yep, that one sold out. That was another winner. Also, that was a winner was the Catwoman number 42, the Souza Micah.
I knew that would sell out.
Secret History of Weed.
That was going to be a winner just because of what the book's about.
And it came out on 420.
Yep.
Yep. Dark Beach by Behemoth, but not the cover that I thought would be the one. It was the cover A, I believe.
All right, so it wasn't the cover you've been talking up for the last couple of weeks?
Nah, not that one. Probably because everybody ordered the shit out of the other one. Star Wars: The High Republic, the second print for number 15. Canceled the second cover, the one that I was talking about that had the soul coming out of the clown's mouth. That one was a winner. And the last one I will mention is actually there's two. The Knighted number 5, the one that was in the action figure cover, as well as Spider-Gwen number 2, the Gwenverse, the design cover.
That's a nice cover.
And the outlier that I know nobody would have probably have seen coming is Philadelphia, the black and white joint.
Nice. Never saw that coming.
Let's see. Oh man, I haven't done this week's. That's coming out this week yet. So I will do what's coming out this week on Drunken Chat.
All right.
Get my shit to freaking together. But yeah, that's all I got, man. Freaking, I'll let you two freaking close this out.
All right, cool. Mark, where can we find you on the internet, and when's your next Whatnot show?
Follow me on Calamity Collectibles Instagram, Calamity_Collectibles. I got an eBay store, Calamity_Collectibles. My Whatnot is Calamity Collectibles, all spelled with an A. Also, catch me. My next Whatnot show will be Friday, which will be, I call it the 420 post show, Munchies edition.
Nice. And bro, I love you, man. Kind of try to have you on once every 2 months, and I thank you for everything you do for me behind the scenes. I love you, man. And if anyone's where you're on first, what?
Wait, what?
Where are you set up during the week?
Oh, I'm set up on First Avenue between 67th and 68th Street. I'm right by the playground, right near the bike lane. So if you see a guy with comic books and a table and a cart near a lamppost, I'm that guy.
All right, cool. And I'm not gonna do the usual Jenna Hill joke, but I love you, man, and just keep on doing what you're doing, and just you got the support of the Awesome Sauce Radio and Comic Crusaders, and love you, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, man.
For everyone else, I'd like to thank Townsend Coleman for being a special guest tonight. That's just proof that dreams come true. If you want something, you just gotta ask, believe, take the first step, which is the most difficult step, and dreams will come true. Because I never knew 30 years ago when I was watching Turtles that one day I'd be talking to one of the actors and working with them. So anything you want to do, you can do. I like to thank 9/8 Wednesdays. Everyone, you get your comics on the 9/8 each and every Wednesday. Tell Rob Pillsbury Blind Adam sent you. Mega Con in Orlando, Florida, May 19th through the 22nd. Great guest list. Key Collector Comics, thank you. If you want 2 weeks, 3 of Key Collector, Blind Adam, all one word. Of course, check out everything Calamity Collectibles is doing. If you need any comics, go to the Drunken Poll Box, drunkenchatsun.com. I still need to get me one of those Thleckeries of Foot t-shirts. You'll do that soon. Remember, you don't need sight to have a vision. It's not what happens to, it's what you do about it. You know, if you're celebrating 420, please smoke the weed and get. Townsend, want to get high? Do it responsibly. Pay for your porn. Use a condom. Wash your hands. Still be careful out there, even though we no longer have to wear our masks. I love you all. Blunt Adam out.
That was a real bomb, you maniac! What's that?